Hello friends, how are you today? Well, I came to the salt marsh to record this video and there's quite a bit of water. Check it out. And then I thought this is so perfect because I'm recording a video about Saturn moving direct in Pisces. And what's that mean? And here we have the container of the salt marsh now filled with water beyond what I've seen in months and months and months. I guess that when the workmen were doing all that work during one of my videos, and there was a bunch of noise in the background, I guess that clearing the drains, right, helped the structure work. Because before the drains were clear, the water could have flooded further up towards the mountain. Now it's coming in and filling up the salt marsh. So everything is going smoothly. I feel overjoyed today, and it really started like a few hours before Saturn went direct. I just feel so happy. Since I have a few major bodies in Pisces, that's probably, part of it as well, right? Because I'm getting some relief. But I thought, what will we do, right, in these energies, and how can I explain them in a way that gives you some relevance for your personal life in this moment? Well, here's the thing. Saturn is about things that have been built. It's about structure, things you want to build. It's also about the human body, the bones, the skin. And so here's the idea that I want to share with you. I need my note cards again. I like to think of Saturn as a square, right? So here is a potential, right? As you look at Saturn's moving forward, what do I want to do in my life? What do I want to build that would actually last long term? Because Saturn is a long term, we've got this, I'm here for the long haul energy, okay? So could be this square, okay? Now, could also be this square. So you see, right? What is your vision, right? Is it the constriction of the small square? Or is it the opportunity to build something much bigger, something longer lasting, something more valuable? And how do we do that? Well, Saturn is in the sign of Pisces, giving us a hint, the spiritual sign, right? So what comes out of our heart that is spiritually connected? I'm not talking about emotions, but I'm using the heart as the point of the soul connection, the special flame of, the creator that enlivens your own life force. Well, when we check in with that, that's when we expand, right? That's when we expand consciousness. That's when we expand opportunity. That's when we expand outcomes, meaning outcomes become not so much restricted, but enlivened and made larger and made more potent and more having more effect in our lives in a beneficial way, and rolling out to the lives of others. Because when you work from the God force within you out, there are benefits, there are energies that you can never anticipate, right? Because what happens is you make yourself a container, right? The salt marsh in this example, you make yourself, your body, a container for the living soul that you are, which is what you are anyway. But when we bring our conscious acknowledgement to this, it becomes more powerful. We're able to live it much more strongly. So what's going to help us with this? Well, in about 3 or 4 days from making this video, Pluto is going to move into Aquarius. So that would be November 19, 20, 24 if you're in the USA. And if you're in Europe, I think it's going to be November 20th, London time. So why is that important? Okay, because Pluto is actually, it's in shadow, it's semi-sextile, which I consider to be like in the shadow of the body that is aspecting. And then, so it's in the shadow, and it is, it's like, going to be like 11 or 12 degrees away. Although it will, Pluto, when it moves into Aquarius on November 1920, will move actually quite quickly before retrograding in a few weeks or months. So here's the deal. Aquarius is traditionally ruled by Saturn. Now, in the modern day, we say that it's ruled by Uranus. So Pluto is going to be bringing this point of focus, right? This, in a way, this point of light from an elevated interpretation to the ideas that Saturn and Aquarius and Uranus and Aquarius represent. Saturn and Aquarius, as my teacher taught me, the structure, the ideas upon which we build our society, and as individuals that determine how we live our lives. What are your ideas about how you live your life? And with Pluto in Aquarius, the outcomes of these things can be quite dramatic, and they even can be life and death, because Pluto rules that as the ruler, the traditional ruler of the 8th house of life, death, rebirth, new opportunity, and the consequences of our ways of being, right? So, yeah, it can be potent, it can be intense. So if your ideas and your beliefs, okay, are built upon delusion, because remember, Neptune is still at the very end of Pisces, and this can be great spiritual awakening. Look at the consciousness awakening that has happened these years that Neptune has been in Pisces. But we've also been shown, gentleman's shouting, oh no. We've also been shown the great delusion that many people are under. Now, is that because of lies they've been told? Is it because of misunderstandings? Is it because of we just didn't have the knowledge to do the interpretation correctly? Sure. But the consequences are going to start becoming apparent. And this is just how the energies are, right? I'm just interpreting this from a neutral position. However, there's an opportunity to learn here. And, before the consequences, we get an opportunity to see how things might be going. That little tug, right, of your conscience on you saying, you better not do it that way, because of, you get a feeling, you get a knowing. And here's the special insight for this video around Pluto's move into Aquarius and how it affects how we build our lives. Listen to that conscience. This is a deeply spiritual time. The more clarity that you can gain in yourself, in your life, the better that you will be supported by divinity, both as you go about day to day, living in the body, living in your daily life, but also as you go about building something for yourself, something that could truly be, beneficial and long-lasting. If the gentleman who worked so hard, right, on clearing out this structure when Pluto was in Capricorn, systems that rule our lives, if they hadn't been so thorough and diligent, then some neighborhoods could have flooded, or some property could have flooded, between this exit point at the marsh and the water source up at a higher elevation. But they did a good job, and the structures are more secure because of that, right? So when you follow the guidance of your soul from within, you may not see the outcome immediately. Those men didn't see the outcome, or I don't know if they'll drive by this, but for weeks and weeks. You know, how long ago was it that they did the clearing? Well, they made sure they did it before the rains, right? Before the moisture and before the king tides that do affect this area probably. I don't know. Yeah, could affect this area, I guess. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Yeah, so thanks, friends, for being here today with me. It's a joy to spend this time with you. I want to tell you that I do readings, and when I do readings, I may even make pictures like this for you. You know, one of the things that we look at when people have issues and they come into a reading is, what are the strategies to up-level this situation? You know, how can I how can I have hope in my life, you know? And I look at many things in the charts that, you know, are less common because my teacher taught me so many advanced tools. And so we can look at whatever issues that you're dealing with, how you're facing them, what the antidotes may be, but also we can look at, you know, where is this going? You know, how do I have hope? You know, how might, if I do it this way versus that way, how might my life be affected? And so I'm happy to help you with these things if you have any interest. You can email me at my contact page that's linked in my About on YouTube or on my link tree. Or you can just, you know, respond here. And I do written reports at a lower price point, or I do full readings. So I'm happy to do that for you, astrologically, energetically, and God bless and be well. Thank you.